Hey everyone, welcome to your second session. We're doing a session today on trauma, and I want you to take a comfortable position if you can. If you sit down, try to sit straight up so the energy flows today. When you're straight, your energy's flowing through your body good. If you lay down, that's fine, or take a comfortable position. You'll get into your poses and how you're sitting with your meditation later, no big deal. But welcome to session. I hope you're doing better since last session. If you've watched my video, if you haven't, that's okay. Watch it later. But we were talking about trauma and why it happened to us. I want you to connect with your breath first. Breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. Focus everything on your breath in the present moment. If you're outside, you can focus on your breath and everything around you, the sounds, smells, what you see. Just focus in the present moment in your breath. Now, when you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, I want you to control it. Nice and slow. It might feel heavy, shaky, might feel off, stressed, rushed, overwhelmed. That's okay. When we take our breaths and we focus on our breath work, it's our very first step to access to our powers, to the power within us. And when we do the breath work and I tell you, and you slow it down, and you control it, you're producing your own pharmacy, your own chemicals within your body that it needs. So you don't need medication because you can do it by yourself. We're never taught that. So when I'm explaining the breath work, it's really important. It is very annoying at first, but just follow along. I promise you'll feel better. That's how we have access to our powers first. And when we calm our mind and our body down, you'll notice each breath it's calming more down, okay? About 50 to 60 breaths, you'll notice it's calmer. And you should feel like the thoughts, the conflict thoughts, the thoughts that are bad, they're kind of dying down. And then that higher voice comes in, okay? So about over 100 breaths, 111-ish, you are realigning with your higher self. So you'll start hearing that peaceful voice, the thoughts that's telling you it's going to be okay. You went through that experience for a reason. You're not going to let it make you weak. You're going to let it make you stronger. You're going to elevate and grow. You can't do that for free. You can't grow and elevate when you're just bebopping through life and it's smooth. What are you learning? No, we gave you a big experience, a big obstacle. We gave you an opportunity to grow and elevate. So you're telling me my trauma was for me? It was to help, it's to help gain something for me? Yes. That's why we always ask that question, well, why did that happen? Breathe in and out. Focus is a human's greatest power. So when we're focused and we can refocus on all the noise and refocus on ourselves, refocus on our breath in the present moment, that's access to your power. We just got to be aware of it. We were never taught. So in classes, we're going to talk about accessing our power, how to use it, how to overcome the trauma, how to look at it on a higher perspective, because that changes you. If you change the way you think, it changes the way you feel. And if you change the way you feel, you change your energy. And when you change your energy, you change your reality. So you don't want your trauma to run you anymore. There's a reason why you went through it. There's a reason why you had that tragedy, or several. You're going to let it make you stronger. You asked for perseverance. You asked for strength. You asked for resilience. You asked to be secure and independent and free. You asked to find your true self again. Well, the divine God source, they gave you that opportunity through your trauma. You might have felt disconnected from your true self and lost in the rat race. You might have just lost yourself in a relationship or lost yourself in general, and you haven't been compassionate and loving and nice and faithful and joyful anymore. So the universe is like, throw that person an opportunity. Give them an opportunity to get out of that. Well, what's that mean? Well, when you go through a tragedy, it helps you refocus on saying, okay, what did I do wrong? What am I doing wrong? What am I supposed to learn from that? Why did I have that experience? It's not to punish you. That's what I thought. I went through years thinking that my trauma was a punishment from God and that I had bad karma and I couldn't figure out how to reverse it. This is what we're going to do in here. We figure out how to reverse our karma because my perspective was low. That opportunity was for me because I lost my true self. I wasn't aligned with who I truly was. I wasn't aligned with my true destiny. So God's like, well, let's get her aligned now. It's time. So they threw me a traumatizing experience, actually multiple. So it gave me that opportunity to find myself, to access my powers, to figure out who we truly are, who I truly am, and to figure out how strong I am, figure out my qualities, and to help gain them better, make them even more elevated and stronger. It helps you when you show up in the world. If you do your self-care and your self-love, and we actually get your inner world strong and on point. When you show up in the world and you show up with obstacles, you'll know exactly how to handle it, transmute it, and get through it. It's not going to run your life anymore. So your trauma gave you that opportunity. So you have that opportunity to help let that make you stronger and elevate you and grow as a soul. Or you can let it run your life and make you weaker. And you can listen to everybody else on how to fix it. But the true answers are within you. That's why in my class, I want you to focus on your breath, which is our first access to our true self, our true powers. And then it helps align with your true self. Your true self's going to tell you what your destiny is, what your purpose is, what lessons you were supposed to learn from that trauma, what right path is for you, what you're supposed to learn going forward, how you're supposed to use your powers. And then you get to find out about your abilities and your gifts and your treasures that were buried deep because you weren't connected. So you're telling me my tragedy is going to show you my gifts and treasures in life? Yes, absolutely. You have your own gifts, your own treasures, your own abilities that you came down here with. So you get to find all that out. Isn't that more exciting? Doesn't that make your journey like, oh my gosh, that's exciting? Don't feel guilty about using your trauma to help elevate you. That's what it was there for. You're not supposed to drown in all those heavy emotions. That's what we usually think, that we're supposed to feel guilty or we're supposed to drown in all those emotions because we didn't make the right decision or, we were on the wrong path. Who cares? It don't matter if you're on the wrong path. If you were not aligned with yourself, the divine gave you an opportunity to get realigned. That's why you had a tragedy. That's why you have trauma. Even if your trauma happened 20, 25 years ago, I don't care when it happened, you still today let that make you stronger. So if you went through something horrific as a child, you say right now, well, how am I going to let that make me stronger now? I'm not going to let it run my life. So if I have fear, stress, anxiety, depression about it, I'm just going to refocus and say, no, take a breath. I'm going to let that make me stronger. I'm going to use discernment next time. I'm going to try to listen to my intuition when it told me not to do that. I'm going to try to stay reconnected to my true self and on my true destiny and purpose. If I fall off, that's all right. I'll get right back on. Because now I know my trauma was there to help me. I wasn't getting punished, but that's what it felt like. I felt like the universe was against me, but it's not. It's for you. It's for you every time. That's why it gave you that opportunity, but you just got to shift your perspective. And when we shift our perspective, we change the way we're thinking. And then it changes the way we feel. And then it helps transmute that trauma and elevate us where we show up more compassionate. We show up as our true selves, strong. We show up and say, no, my happiness is based on me. It's not based on money, who I'm with, what I have. I don't care about any of that because I got to be happy with just me. And I lost myself with that. So even if you have a loss or a trauma, specifically personal, whatever it is, no matter what, we are going to take that experience, we're going to let it elevate us. And if you have any people that have actually passed over, crossed over, they're not dead. They're still with you. They're just not in a body, and they are rooting for you. They do not want to see you drowned in heavy emotions. They want to see you transmute, overcome these obstacles and the trauma, come out better and stronger. No one wants to see you give up. We all want to see you thrive. That's what they're telling you, okay? You need help, ask your spirit guides. Ask God, the divine, the universe. They're always there to help you. You ask, how did I find her? Well, the universe led you right to me. You ask, you shall receive. You need light and wisdom, they'll give that to you. But first and foremost, always use your gut when you're listening to people. Do they resonate with you and they give you peace and love and light? That's from God. If they give you heaviness energy and dark and fear and it's turning your belly, that's not going to resonate with you. Your soul's telling you no. Okay? So we're going to reconnect with our intuition in our class and with our higher self. So maybe you had that tragedy because you weren't listening to your intuition. That could have been a lesson. I don't know what your lesson is. I had all kinds, could be the whole list. Whatever it is, that's all right. Because I always want to take experiences and help it make me better. If I fall down, I'm going to say, well, how do I get back up? And I just want to show up better, even if I fall down again. Keep breathing. We're going to breathe all of that trauma and the heavy emotions out with each breath now. Breathe in the light energy, the white light, which is God, divine source, whatever you want to call it, and release. Breathe in all that love and patience, and breathe out. The universe loves you, okay? That's why they give you light and wisdom. You got to receive it. They're there for you, but be there for yourself. Show up, do your self-love, self-care. Sorry about the train. Keep breathing. So our very first thing that we're working on in class, last class, was calming our mind and our body down. Our very first access to our power is our breath. Hang on one second. Okay, sorry guys, I had to pause it for the train. It was loud. Okay. So when we access first our breath, which gives us access to our power, we're calming our mind and our body down, which is now healing our body. If you take a big breath of relief in my class, or anytime you are doing your self-love and self-care, that means your body's healing and it's balanced. You'll just take this natural, like, just relieving breath. That's a sign your body gives you that now you're balanced, you're aligned, and now you're on point, okay? So if you do that during meditation or whenever, it's just a sign to help you know that you're on the right track. So when we know our first step is to calm our body and our mind down, because when you're calm and you're relaxed, that's when you can heal. That's when you can get the answers and the wisdom that you need. And that's when you can manifest, okay? because we want to get out of the reality of the trauma and sucked into that energy. We want to transmute that dark energy, that dark experience, into a positive experience. That's what we just did in class today. We took that dark, traumatizing experience that was so terrible, that knocked us on our butt, threw us off the cliff, but we're still here. We're still showing up. And we're going to let that make us stronger now and elevate us and grow. And how can we let that make us stronger and better as a person? Well, it reminds me too that I need to stay reconnected, and I need to stay balanced and take care of myself and learn the lessons that I need to. And I'm not going to be afraid of lessons. I'm going to embrace them now. I'm going to embrace the trauma, and I'm going to let it make me better. Because I thought it was supposed to make me worse, but it's not. I was thinking wrong. I feel the love now and the light energy, and I'm so grateful. Thank you. So our second goal this week, last time we were trying to work on just trying to calm our minds and our bodies down with our breath. The next thing I want you to work on this week is to focus on everything that's going right now and focus on what you're supposed to learn from your experience or experiences, whatever it was. What are you supposed to learn and take with you right now? So if you're supposed to show up as a compassionate person now, show up as a compassionate person. If you were harboring guilt and anger and confusion and harboring all those emotions that don't feel good, we're just going to release them now. And we're going to shift our perspective and let all that go, because we're not supposed to think like that and harbor those emotions. We're supposed to feel good. The universe wants us to be on point and wants us to be our best version of ourselves, and they're there to help. That's why they gave you the traumatizing experience, because you weren't thinking right and living right. And they're saying, hey, this is an opportunity to get right back on track with your purpose and destiny. Your number one purpose for everybody, your purpose in life, the number one thing for everybody is to learn and know that you only have control on the way that you're thinking and feeling. You cannot control anybody else's life, anybody's destinies, roles. They all have lessons that they have to learn too. They all have karma that they got to reverse. They all have to learn to reconnect with their true self. They have their own destiny. Don't worry about everybody else. I don't care if they're mean, angry, or living the high life. Doesn't matter. Focus on yourself, because you're the most important part of the journey, is to learn how to transmute energy and to be in power. Not of everybody else. It's free will. You don't want to control everybody else. You only want to control the way you're thinking and feeling. That's the only power that you have. That is your number one purpose. That is why with the trauma, we're going to take that trauma, we're going to shift perspectives, we're going to let it make us stronger now, and we're going to show up as the best version of ourselves. Keep breathing. And focus on the way that we're thinking and feeling now, because that's the only thing that we can control. So if I'm thinking everything's against me, everything's going to keep being against me. If now I'm focused on everything that's going right, my lessons, and that everything's for me, then everything's going to be for me now. If your gut says don't do it, don't do it. So we'll learn about our intuition as we go and how to communicate with it and listen and communicate with the universe, your soul, the universe, because it's all a teamwork effort, okay? We're all in this as a team. We're all growing together. We're all learning together. We're all in this together. That feels good, don't it? So when you're focused on all your lessons, let it embrace you and Don't be prideful. Say, you know what? I did need to learn compassion. I did lose myself. That's all right. I did base my happiness on the wrong things. I was worried about the loss of an individual, but I realize now that that was their role. That's their destiny. That's their life. And they want me to be happy down here and still thrive. They don't want to see me miserable. They're okay. When people cross over, they're fine. They're in nothing but love and peace, and they're learning too. And when you show up and learn down here, they're actually learning from you. They're still watching you, and they're learning how to overcome the trauma now and overcome obstacles. They're learning from you. So that's exciting too. So this trauma led you to who you truly are if you let it. It led you back to your true self. It led you back to your own powers, that you're in power. Nobody heals you but you. That's why we always do the mindset training in here, the wisdom. Because we're going to change our brain and the way that we're thinking. Okay, we're going to make those new connections, which you already did today with me. You're firing and wiring new connections. If you haven't listened to Dr. Joe Dispenza, he is amazing. He's a healer too. Check him out. Go through his videos, see if they resonate with you too. So all of this is proven of what I'm teaching you. It's proven in science. I know I talk about a lot of unseen things, but this is all proven. Quantum physics, it's all proven in the quantum field. They have done a lot of studies on the brain waves of healing people through meditation. Meditation will literally help heal your brain. And when you make new connections and fire and wire all those, it helps you feel better, elevated, and you're just living your best life now. And you're not letting the trauma or an obstacle run your life anymore. So in the future, if you have an obstacle, now you know how to overcome it. Or if you need to give advice and people have an obstacle, now you're there to help them. So we're going to let this make us stronger. And we're going to be excited about our journey now. We're going to be excited to learn how to access our powers, keep our power, harness them, and create the reality that we want. We're going to find out about our purpose in life, our true selves, our treasures, and our abilities within us. And that's exciting, because if I didn't go through that trauma, I would have never found out. I would have still been lost up in that energy, dragged and sucked into that type of energy. And most of us, we don't even want to be in that type of energy. It's just hard for us to get out. Energy is very, very strong. You can be sucked into a way of thinking, a situation, an experience without even realizing it. And it's hard to get back out. That's what we're doing now. It gives you that opportunity to get out. You're going to be a powerhouse. You're going to live the life that you want. Everything's okay. Everything's for you. You start telling yourself that. So this week, we're going to focus on everything that's for us now. We're going to focus on our lessons. We're going to keep trying to calm our mind and our body down. Just keep practicing. It's like going to the gym. You have to keep consistent. If you have depression or an anxiety or anything else with your trauma, I have other videos specifically for that. Listen to those. Hopefully they'll resonate and help you too. But because when I went through my trauma, I went through major depression and anxiety. So I did make a video on that too. I have a couple out there. Just check those out. But we're releasing the darkness within us no matter what it is. Okay? We're releasing that darkness because those heavy emotions make us sick. The way that we're thinking and feeling actually makes us sick. Your body is a shadow of your mind. So if your mind can make you sick, your mind can heal you. Yes or no? Yes. So you can create proteins, genes, you can redo your brain, you can redo anything in your entire body and transmute that darkness out of you and look at that trauma differently. Man, that feels lighter. So I don't know if you've ever heard this, but in the end, it's a blessing in disguise. Your trauma was a blessing in disguise. I don't know if you've ever heard that, but I did. I didn't understand it at first, but now I do when I got through it. It's a blessing in disguise. Just be grateful for your lesson. Be grateful for your experience, even though it was terrible. If you're done breathing and you need a break, just go ahead and just sit there. Just sit in that light, peaceful, loving energy that we've just created. You can create anything that you want. You just got to take a moment, reset, create, and cultivate the feeling. It's just like cultivating muscles and a toned body. We just keep practicing the feeling. Just enjoy. And be excited about your journey. That's the last thing that I want you to take from today. Be excited that you're going to learn about yourself, learn who you truly are, and your gifts and your treasures that you came down here with. You wouldn't have found that out if you didn't go through a traumatizing experience. I guarantee it. People don't find out things. People don't grow, elevate through smooth, easy experiences. They usually, and when I was younger, my mom always told me, you better be thankful for lessons because not everybody gets lessons. And that's actually true. Not everybody gets hard lessons. So if you have a hard lesson and that's good, you be thankful for that because there's something in it that's a blessing in disguise. That is what I want you to take from today. Enjoy your journey now. Lighten up. The universe is here for you. Now that we've lightened up our energy within, I want you to put the bubble around you for protection. So you're beaming with that light energy, strong and confident energy, the bubble around you. I usually visualize a white bubble light because the white light's obviously the most powerful source of God. Remember, our imagination's not fake. It's actually our access to the higher realm, to God, our God brain, whatever you want to call it. So visualization's how everything's been created. It's huge. So visualize that white bubble of light for your strength to stay on your higher perspective, to release the darkness. Hopefully you've relieved a lot of it today. Sometimes it doesn't take that long. But then you still have to do the self-care and self-love afterwards. Okay, you still have to show up for yourself, even if you do think you transmuted that trauma. Like you've understood it, you've processed the lesson, you've understood the message, you've put it into place. And when you do that, the healing takes place. Yes, when you understand your lesson and the message, the healing takes place and you move on, you elevate. It's exciting. Today's Thursday, the 4th of July is tomorrow. Have a great 4th of July if you listen to this. Whenever you listen to this, just have the best day. You're on a new journey, an exciting journey. I'm not saying it's easy. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But you are on an exciting journey. You're in full power, full control. You're realigned with your power. You don't need anybody. You just need to make sure you're realigned and with your higher self and calm, because that's when you're in full power. You access your powers and you get the answers that you need. And the universe will send you people to help you if you ever need those too. I'm sending you lots of healing energy, light, wisdom, truth, protection. Just know you're highly protected. And you're loved. Be patient on your journey with yourself and kind. And just be light. You got this. Session's over. Namaste. I will see you next session. And I might post a yoga session on trauma because we can release the darkness too with yoga. I do meditation and yoga and breath work. You'll love it. So if you want to stay tuned for that session, I'll do that maybe next week or a couple weeks. And then it'll just give you another creative way to help transmute if it resonates with you, just something else to enhance. But shoot me any comments. below. Let me know how this helped you. And if you need anything specific, just shoot me down in the comments if you have a specific trauma that you want to go over, and I'll do a video on that. I'm so grateful for all of you. Have the best day, and everything's working out for you.